Hi there, welcome back to the SEO Bootcamp by Moz Academy. This is the on-page optimization course, and in this lesson, we'll be talking about mapping pages to keywords. Now, before we begin optimizing, we want to identify our top performing content and then map the keywords to those pages. The obvious route to identifying your top content might seem to be the site architecture. Now, site architecture is the way the content is organized on your site. You can see an example of site architecture here. It might seem like the most obvious top content would be up here. Your home page, some of these main pages in your navigation bar, such as the category pages, etc., because these are at the top of your architecture. And sometimes this is the case. Sometimes these are your top pages. But what if a page down here starts getting a lot of attention? Let's say it's a popular blog post, or it's a product page that's getting a lot of attention, a lot of traffic, it's acquired a lot of backlinks. How would you identify that? Well, one metric that you can use is your page authority metric. So Moz has two metrics called domain authority and page authority. Domain authority is on a scale of 1 to 100, and it predicts how well a website will rank, and it's based on the quality and quantity of backlinks to a website. Now, even though it's on a scale of 1 to 100, you're not trying to achieve a score of 100. It's a metric that you want to use on a comparative basis so that you can measure how competitive you are against similar sites that are ranking for your desired keywords. And it's based on evaluating the quantity and quality of backlinks to a website. Now, page authority is also a Moz metric, also on a scale of 1 to 100, but it looks at how heavily weighted just one page is on your site with links. And it's based on both external links and internal links to a page. So it can be a good metric to use internally to determine the importance of a page on your site compared to the other pages on your site. Now, there's a few tools that you can use to get a full list of pages on your site and then sort by priority. You can use Screaming Frog, which will allow you to input your domain or subdomain, and it will crawl up to 500 URLs on your site for free. You can pay for additional access if there are more than 500 URLs on your site, and then you'll get a full list of all of the URLs that Screaming Frog has crawled. So that's one tool you can use. Another tool you can use is the Moz Link Explorer. The good thing about Link Explorer is that there are metrics that will help you prioritize once you've acquired that list of URLs. Now, you could also use Google Analytics and sort by traffic or conversion rate. You just want to have a tool that will give you a list of URLs on your site and then have metrics that will allow you to prioritize and sort. So we'll do that with Link Explorer. Now, you can find Link Explorer under the list of research tools under that Moz Pro menu. Once you get to Link Explorer, you'll choose Root Domain from this drop-down menu and then enter your domain. Now, I've used Moz.com as an example. Once you enter your domain, you'll click on that Top Pages tab over on the left. And then this will give you a list of all of the URLs on this domain and the page authority of each page. So what I'll do is export that to a CSV. Now, if the report is under 1,000 pages, this CSV will directly download to your computer. And if it's more than that, it will get emailed to the email address on your Moz account. So now you have this document, now you have this CSV of URLs on your site. It might sound a little unconventional to start this page optimization process with a spreadsheet of URLs, but with this, I can see a list of pages that have been found and the page authority of each page. You'll see that page authority here in column D. This is the metric that you can use to prioritize your work. You want to make sure that your high page authority pages are optimized first. If you have a site with thousands and thousands of URLs, you don't necessarily want to spend your time optimizing pages that aren't hugely important, at least not at first. So once you download the CSV, sort by page authority so that you can see your top performing content or at least your high priority content first. Now, in this CSV, you can add columns such as the topic of that page, the sales funnel stage, your target keywords, your meta description, H1, H2, H3 tags, etc. You won't need to add a column for your title tag because that will already be in this document with the page title that's currently being used for that page. And then you want to start by filling in the topic, sales funnel, and target keyword columns. And make sure that you have specific pages dedicated to specific topics and those associated target keywords. Now, it's good to work on this outside of your content management system. That way you can identify exactly which topic and sales funnel and target keywords that you are targeting for each page before you start optimizing. Also, it's good to be working on your page title, your meta description, header tags, things like that outside of your content management system. That way, if you're making a bunch of changes, you're making edits, you're making improvements, you're not doing it directly on your website. You're doing it here in this CSV. Making changes day after day. Let's say you come up with a great page title for a page and then you change it the next day and then 2 days later you change it again because you keep coming up with something better and better. It can get a little confusing to the search engine, especially because that's a strong signal to the search engine as to what your page is about. So when you're in the working phase of optimization, work on these elements outside of your content management system. But you want to start by filling in columns B, C, and D, which is your topic, sales funnel, and target keywords for each page. Now, just a word about how many keywords should I target per page. This is a frequently asked question, and unfortunately, there's just no hard and fast answer here. The number could be as low as 1 and could be as high as 15 or 20. You need to know which keywords have actual relevance to the page content, so the number itself can get a bit tricky. The safe and generally effective bet is to choose a primary keyword that's as specific and relevant to your page as possible while still averaging or getting a decent monthly search volume. And then back it up with some secondary keywords that are also extremely relevant but aren't your primary keyword. That way, you'll draw relevant search traffic to your page without it being too spammy. One thing is for sure, though, you want to avoid the search engine looking at your keyword optimization as keyword stuffing. So don't optimize for several different slight variations because that means that you're mentioning the same keyword or basically the same keyword over and over. And Google might see that as keyword stuffing or providing a poor user experience. You want to use the keyword or slight variations of the keyword as naturally as possible. Stuffing or providing a poor user experience could result in lower rankings. At the end of the day, you don't want to sacrifice quality for SEO. So make sure that you're using the keyword naturally and in a valuable way to your user. Okay, so that's mapping pages to keywords, which is an important step in page optimization. Thank you.